Good evening and welcome to Vallejo Sister City Association's second Black and White Gala fundraiser.
Yes!
My name is Christy Gardner and I will be your mistress of ceremony for this evening. As a retired teacher, I want to start off the evening with a little history lesson, of course. The U.S. Sister City program began in 1956 when President Dwight D. Eisenhower proposed a people-to-people citizen diplomacy initiative. Originally a program of the National League of Cities, Sister City International became a separate nonprofit organization in 1967. And due to the growth and popularity of the U.S. program, President Eisenhower envisioned an organization that could be the hub of peace and prosperity by creating bonds between people from different cities around the world. Since our inception here in Vallejo in 1971, Vallejo Sister City Association has worked to create global relationships based on cultural, educational, information, and trade exchanges. Vallejo has 6 sister cities, with a 7th city just recently approved and awaiting signature on an MOU by their respective mayors. We also have 2 friendship cities. Vallejo Sister City works tirelessly to promote peace and understanding through exchanges and initiatives that focus on arts and culture, youth and education, business and trade, and community development. In 2018, our members traveled to Mexico and Tanzania, Africa, where we educated, provided school supplies and medical supplies, paid to install solar lights, learned and engaged in local culture, and even participated in cleaning the beach. Unfortunately, the pandemic has interfered with humanitarian and cultural exchanges these past few years. And although we have been involved with such projects as assisting humanitarian efforts for the Afghanistan refugees in the Bay Area, we remain optimistic for the future. We strive to connect globally and thrive locally, and tonight we are here to connect with you to continue our efforts. Our ability to connect globally and thrive locally would not be possible without the support of our community and sponsors like you. We encourage you to sponsor one of our future events. At this time, I would like to introduce President William Kim, who has a few words for you.
Wow. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Thank you for supporting Vallejo Sister City's second annual Black and White Gala. I must say, you are a bunch of handsome and beautiful looking group, I will tell you right now. Yes. I'm happy to see Mayor Mcconnell, members of the City Council, and Deputy Consul General of Japan, Mr. Higuchi is here, right? Wave the hand, please. There we go. Right there. And Philippine Vice Consul General, Mr. Adrian Bakai. Yeah, right there. He's hiding the crowd. And from the Department of the Tourism, Director Soleil Tropicales is here. Yes, he's here. And also, from the Korean Consulate of San Francisco, Consul Mr. Kageyake Kim. Wave your hand. Yes. Okay, Kim. What a coincidence. He's sharing my last name, but we're not blood related, okay? Very common name in Korea, Kim. Okay? So, and I would also like to extend my very special heartfelt thank you to Vino Godfather's owner, Mr. Frank Kennedy. Mr. Frank Kennedy for the opening this beautiful mansion to us. Yes. And all of you for supporting the Vallejo sister cities. We also have a very special guest all the way from my hometown of Honolulu, Hawaii. Thank you, Hayden. Wave your hand, please. Thank you, Hayden. Hayden, come on forward, please.
All right, you're in trouble.
Hello. That's our president.
Hayden look like a movie star, huh? So handsome. Yes. And
Who's a handsome man?
thank you, Hayden, for the inventing the much needed non-toxic hero sanitizing system. Yes. And for making a special trip just to attend our gala. So tonight's fundraiser helps the sister cities to continue our ongoing youth sport diplomacy, humanitarian effort, as well as mutual city-to-city exchanges with all of our sister cities and friend cities around the world. Your presence here tonight makes all of you diplomats of Vallejo. So I say to you, Vallejo diplomats, enjoy the one-of-a-kind Japanese traditional dance performance, and don't forget, this is a fundraiser. Little sales speech, huh? Thank you and cheers, everybody! Cheers!
I know that William indicated that we do have elected officials here, and I'd like to introduce them. We have Tony Gross, President Tony Gross from Vallejo City Unified School District. We have Latanya Young, Dr. Young from Vallejo City Unified School District. These are my colleagues. From the City Council, we have Pippin Du, Mina Diaz, and Tina Ariola. And we also have running for City Council, Ruskell Kayanyang, who is a former Vallejo City Unified School District trustee. We also have representing Senator Dodd, Tom Barty. I don't know if he's around. And one of our own, Brenda Brumfield, who is our North Cal Sister City International representative. She's way in the back. And unfortunately, Krishna Abrams, she was here earlier, and she had to leave because she is attending other events this evening. And of course, we have Mayor Mcconnell, who will say a few words to us this evening.
All right. All right.
Well, thank you, Christy, and thank you all for being here. You are the face of the world. And this is an illustration of how we need to learn how to get along more than we ever have in the past, especially as we watch the events unfold on the world stage. So my congratulations for your reaching out to this community, to the international community. And I think President Eisenhower knew what he was talking about when he said, let's have citizens' involvement rather than governments at each other's. So thank you. Christy?
All right.
Thank you, Mr. McConnell, Mayor McConnell. Okay, now for the dignitaries here this evening, put your hands together for Deputy Consul General Higuchi from our Japan Consulate in San Francisco.
Hello, good evening, everyone, and nice to be here. My name is Keiichi Higuchi. I'm the Deputy Consul General of Japan in San Francisco, and it's been kind of a rough time since I arrived back in December 2020. So it's been only 14 months, and only occasionally I had the pleasure of meeting people in person. Otherwise, I was on a Zoom, and it's not quite the same. But before I get into prepared statement, I want to thank you for gathering here tonight. And I'm also a beneficiary the sister city relationship and student exchange. About 43 or 44 years ago, I was an exchange student to United States in Pennsylvania. You probably heard of Amish country, where people, I mean, there are horse buggies and people. There are people who don't believe in electricity and they still lead the life of Amish life. And that's where I was first exposed to U.S. culture when I was 16 years old. So that's my first exposure to this kind of experience. But I shouldn't be making too long speech, so let me dive into what I wanted to say. So it's really a great pleasure for me to join you tonight. And thank you, Mr. William Kim, for there you go, for this event. And also to Mr. Villanueva Ryan, Ms. Del Rosario, and Vallejo Sister City Association for inviting me tonight. I also want to recognize Mayor Mcconnell and the members of the City Council for their steadfast support of the association and their activities over the years. It is so important to have the city government itself and the people who gather here tonight to get involved in these relationships. We are very much appreciative, as Consulate, Japanese Consulate, of your time and efforts. And let me begin by thanking each of you for lending your passion and energy to promote your sister city relationship with not only Akashi, the Japanese sister city, but also other sister cities. You now have 7, right? You're about to have 7, but you already have 6. So these four, I think these sister city relationship form the foundation of a very enduring relationship. There may be, country-to-country relationship may experience ebbs and flows, but people-to-people movement, as mentioned by, is touched by President Eisenhower's initiative back in 1950s, 56, was it? So I think they're really important, and I just cannot overemphasize the importance of such people-to-people movement. And today happens to be, of course, the 80th anniversary of what's called Day of Remembrance for the Japanese American community. My intention is not to go into the details of it, but I wanted to re-emphasize the importance of learning from what happened in the past. And of course, the President Eisenhower's philosophy was to incessantly loosen the tension of the Cold War at that time, and this was he tried to do that by way of people-to-people connections and bondage, and I think he was right in guiding the people not just in the United States but also around the world to form the kind of bondage that would last for years and years, long after I'm gone, long after my parents and predecessors gone. This is going to be a very important foundation of a long-lasting relationship. So I just want to thank all of you for gathering here tonight, and to of course the dedicated effort of citizen diplomacy that you are very much part of, and this decades. For the Akashi Vallejo, it's over 5 decades, I understand, right?
Almost 60 years.
Next year it's going to be 55.
Yeah, almost 60, 55 years.
55 next year.
Yeah.
So that's really, I believe it's a shining example of how valuable these relationships are, and our consulate office, is very proud to be involved in this effort, and hope to continue playing a supportive role in the future. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
It is also now my pleasure to introduce and welcome Vice Consul Adrian Bakai from the Philippine Consulate in San Francisco.
Thank you very much. Mayor Robert Mcconnell and members of the Vallejo City Council. Mayor Robert Mcconnell and members of the Vallejo City Council, President William Kim and other officials of the Vallejo Sister Cities Association, friends, ladies and gentlemen, good evening, and as we say in Filipino, magandang gabi sa inyong lahat. Magandang gabi, that's correct. I'm Vice Consul Adrian Bakai of the Philippine Consulate General in San Francisco. I'm currently the head of the Cultural, Community, and Public Information section of the Consulate. I'm joined here tonight by my colleague, Ms. Lele Tropicales. She's our Philippine Tourism Attaché. If you have plans to visit the Philippines, she's the best person to approach to, especially now that the Philippines is open for tourists. On behalf of Philippine Consul General Neil Frank Ferrer, I wish to congratulate the Vallejo Sister Cities Association on the occasion of your second Black and White Gala Night. This is a reaffirmation of the Philippine Consulate's support to the activities and initiatives of the Vallejo Sister City Association. The ties that bind the Philippines and Vallejo are strong. As many of you may know, generations of Filipinos and Filipino-Americans have called your beautiful city their home, dating back to as early 20th century. We take pride that Vallejo Vice Mayor, and I'm not sure if she's here tonight, Dr. Rosana Verder Aliga, is the first Filipino-American woman elected to public office in Vallejo and in Solano County. I'm also pleased that with tonight's gala, we celebrate the enduring sister city relations between Vallejo and the city of Baguio in the Philippines. As a backgrounder, Baguio City was built by the Americans in early 1900s as its only hill station in Asia. Located 5,000 feet above sea level, Baguio City is the undisputed summer capital of the Philippines, where Filipinos escape the summer tropical heat to enjoy its 60 to 70 degree Fahrenheit weather around towering pine trees and breathtaking mountains. Considering its rich American heritage, Baguio City has only one active sister city in the United States, and that is your city, the city of Vallejo. I invite all of you to visit Baguio City and the other wonders of our 7,600 beautiful islands. The Philippines is now open to international tourism. Fully vaccinated U.S. nationals may enter the Philippines visa-free for 30 days without the need to undergo quarantine. They're only required to present their PCR test. So for more information, please visit the website of the Philippine Department of Tourism Office in the United States. That's www.philippinetourismusa.com, or approach Soleil here, which I've already introduced at the beginning of my remarks. So thank you for your kind attention. Congratulations again to the Vallejo Sister Cities Association. And as we say in Filipino, mabuhay, long live.
Salamat po.
Okay, now I would like, with great pleasure, I would like to introduce Consul Kageyake Kim from the Republic of Korea, Consulate in San
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, President William Kim and Mayor Robert Mcconnell, and ladies and gentlemen, and my colleagues Diplom Code. I'm Consul Kageyake Kim from Korean Consulate, and I came here on behalf of Consul General Sang-Soo Yoon. Actually, my family name Kim is very common in Korea, but I always feel connection with Koreans whose name with the Kim. But then, yeah, so I'm very glad to meet you. Vallejo has been sister city with Jincheon, the Korean city, since 2002. So it marks 20 years of friendship of the two cities. And then I heard that the President Kim has been making tremendous role fostering the friendship of the cities since then. I believe this close ties between local city governments is basis for strong relations of Korea-US alliance. In fact, this year also marks the 140th anniversary of diplomatic relations between Korea and the United States. Since 1882, our bilateral ties have developed tremendously, and as the world is having hard time due to the COVID-19 these days and the supply chain problems, Korea-US alliance has become even stronger as we make joint efforts to tackle those global issues. So I believe as we overcome COVID-19 situation, exchanges between the cities with Vallejo and Jincheon will resume and the ties will become more stronger. Once again, thank you for hosting this event, and I guess we should not forget that this event is for the fundraising. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for all of the greetings from our various consulates. Now I would like to invite Executive Board Member Pelton Stewart to share with you many of the highlights of Vallejo Sister City Association and provide context and testimony to the program that we have here in Vallejo. Pelton?
Thank you, Christy. First, giving honor to God, who's the number one in my life, the mayor, city officials, and all. I've got to keep this on for a minute, please. And all the city council members and members of the Vallejo Sister City Association and Commission. I wear this mask to remind everybody that this is Black History Month. We're very proud of the fact that we're making progress, but we've got a ways to go. Speaking of a ways to go, I got to tell you about what Vallejo Sister City has been doing. First, I have a long list. I only have 3 minutes. I'm going to be very fast with it. But Northern California Sister City assisted us with the Fillmore Graham International Science Fair, where we're teaching kids from all of our sister cities about STEM. And it's an example of our philanthropy that we do in Vallejo Sister City and sister cities around the world. I also want to mention Lawrence Livermore Labs. They gave us the many robots that we shipped to every one of our sister cities that the kids were putting together. And it's an example of the projects that we do. Another example that I promised to talk about that isn't on my list I'm turning in is I forgot to mention that we have a friendship city in Rota. And Rota is the Northern Mariana Islands. And in Vallejo, we have a lot of people who are Chamorro people. Guam and the islands there, Saipan and all that. Well, there's a lot of Chamorro people here. And we made an effort to network with them and Rota stepped forward. So when they had a typhoon, Vallejo Sister City worked with some local entities and shipped medical supplies to them. It's another example of what we do. Many of you in this room assisted us when we put together supplies for the Afghan refugees that came here, that Christy mentioned earlier. We filled the Sister City room. In fact, I thought we were in trouble with the library. We had so much stuff in there. But it's an example of what Vallejo does when there is a need. Vallejo steps forward. And Vallejo Sister City is proud of what we did with that. We mentioned solar panels in Africa at a medical center. I checked before this meeting with them, checked 2 days ago, and they said the panels are up and rolling, and they thanked us again for a little organization like Vallejo Sister City. As a result of your donations, we were able to put solar panels in a medical center that didn't have light. So they can only do operations in emergencies. They were literally doing it by candlelight. but as a result of your work, we were able to make a difference there. We also talked about this year, we made a donation to a primary school where they're building a computer center. Some of you know that last year, a couple years ago when we went to Africa, we went to a community center in the Bagamoyo district that Vallejo Sister City helped build. It was a little out of time, because we don't have a lot of money, but whatever money the Bagamoyo committee scrounged together, we sent, and we kept sending until that community center was built. And it's an example of what we do in Vallejo Sister City. Now I want to talk about, I'm going to skip over a bunch of these, but I got to talk about what we did in Mexico. Okay? So you just heard that Ensenada is a new sister city to us. It started because of Emma and some people, from Church on the Hill said this might be a good cause for you. It was an orphanage there that really weren't for orphans. They were for families that had kids but couldn't afford to take care of them. So they would send them to this place called Open Arms. And they took care of those kids. They fed them breakfast, brought them to school. Then they brought them back, helped them with their homework, fed them dinner, and then brought them to their parents. And it's an example of a program that Emma, Church on the Hill, said to us, you might want to support this. Not only did we support it, but we visited several times. Grandmaster Kim taught martial arts to them. They now have a Taekwondo program there as a result of what we did. So I had a long list, but I don't have time. But I do want to ask the mayor, and Alyssa Stewart is the chair of the Sister City Commission, and Grandmaster Kim's the president of the association. And I have a thank you letter from the former ambassador to the United States from Tanzania. They sent us a thank you letter for the donation that we just made to them. So Mayor Mcconnell, Alyssa, if you can come forward, please come forward. Grandmaster Kim. And this computer center that they're building onto the school costs $9,000. And we're far from that goal, but we're hoping that we'll get contributions to assist us in reaching a goal of $9,000 and adding a computer center to a primary school in the Bagamoyo district of Tanzania. And it's an example of the kind of projects that we do around the world. So while Alyssa's coming forward, I want to thank both Alyssa and William for their leadership. And of course, Mayor McConnell has been a wonderful asset to our community. So on behalf of the Bagamoyo Committee of the Vallejo Sister City, I'd like to turn over the official thank you for our donation this year to their efforts to build the school. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Now for our entertainment. This evening we have a delightful performance by the Ito Yosakoi Dance Group featuring Jeffrey Chan, Misaki Suge, and Jenna Pollock. They will perform a traditional and modern Japanese dance.
Good evening, everyone. We are Ito Yosakoi. We're a Yosakoi dance team based in San Francisco, Japantown. Yosakoi is an energetic Japanese dance that originates from Kochi Prefecture. And the message of Yosakoi is about togetherness. As the dancers dance, their hearts become one and they move with the strength of an ocean wave. So we think this message is very fitting today as we're here to celebrate Vallejo's sister city relationship with cities around the world. So we're very grateful for this opportunity. The first song that we'll be performing today is called Kageyake Kyushu. This song was created to commemorate the opening of the JR Kyushu Shinkansen train in Japan. And the lyrics talk about the train charging forth to a new future. So as we are here at the start of the new year, I hope that we can all feel that same energy of charging forth into a new year.
Music.
Hey, 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 Kyushu, Kyushu. Kyushu, Kyushu. Kyushu, Kyushu. Hey, 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 Kyushu, Kyushu. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey. Kyushu, Kyushu. Kyushu, Kyushu. Kyushu, Kyushu. Hey, 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 Kyushu, Kyushu. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey. Kyushu, Kyushu. Kyushu, Kyushu. Hey, 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 hey. Kyushu, Kyushu. Kyushu. Give us 1 second, we're going to figure out our technical issue.
There we go.
Yay! We have figured out our technical issue. Hopefully the music is louder for our next song.
Yeah, you got it.
So, once again, we are Ito Yosakoi. We're a Yosakoi dance team based in San Francisco, Japantown. And we are very grateful to the Vallejo Sister City Association for inviting us to perform today. If you're interested in checking out more of us, we are on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. We welcome anyone who wants to join in the spirit of Yosakoi. So, our last song for today is called Yotsude.
Wow. If you didn't have energy before this performance, I'm sure that we're all energized now. Thank you so much for your performance, and please don't go anyplace. Jeremy, Misaki, and Jenna, please come here. Mayor McConnell has something for you.
Thank you, Christy. I think you probably need to get your breath. I did hear a little fifing of drums in there somewhere. But what does a Kiyasha mean? You kept saying Kiyasha. What is that? In the first dance, you kept saying Kiyasha.
Oh, the word I was saying is Kyushu. That's the name of the train line that the dance is celebrating. So the train charging forth into the future.
That's very good to hear. And listen, on behalf of the city of Vallejo, and of course the citizens of Vallejo, we want to acknowledge your performance and your appearance here this evening. So we have a little certificate of appreciation. So the first is for Janaea Pollock. Janaea, thank you so very much. And not to be outdone, we have one for Jeremy. Thank you. And certainly not last at least, Misaki Sugaya. Thank you so very much. And congratulations on your superb dancing. I know you won't have to be in the gym at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Christy.
Come on. 1, 2, and 3. Come on. 1, 2, and 3.
Okay, thank you so much. Additionally, President Kim would like to acknowledge Frank Kennedy and Vino Godfathers for their continued support.
Frank has a mayor's award, I believe, several months ago.
Yes.
Yes. So this coming from me association.
Okay. In great recognition and appreciation for your continued support and contribution for Vallejo Sister City Movement.
Thank you so much. Thank you everybody for being here tonight to support the Sister City program with the city of Vallejo. And thank you to William Kim, his lovely wife, and Mayor. Thank you.
Okay, let me have rotation, please. Let me have rotation. At this time, I have to recognize some of the Korean leaders came from all over. Some San Jose, San Francisco. Bay Bridge had like a major car accident. It took them almost 3 hours to get here. So it's my duty to recognize them. So I'd like to recognize East Bay Korean Community President Lee Jin-hee. Wave the hand, please. Wave the hand. And Jincheon Ambassador Jason Hwang. And then Jincheon Ambassador Robert Kim. Wave the hand, please. Wave the hand. And World Kima Association Chairman Miss Min Hae-kyung. Min Hae-kyung, wave the hand, please. And then World Kima San Francisco District President. She's Hee-jung Metz. Hee-jung Metz, yes. And also Taekwondo Alliance Chairman, Grandmaster Alan Shim. Alan Shim. And former Korean Amateur Sport Association of the Bay Area, President Kim Han-ju, San Francisco. And East Bay Korean Community Center Chairman Jung Sung-hoon. And Mr. James Carter. James Carter. I have to recognize him. He's a Hollywood star. And yeah, he won like the Oscar, Grammy Award. He's well known in the Hollywood area. Come on. Mr. Hollywood and Taekwondo Grandmaster James Carter. James Carter. Okay. And then I have to recognize, otherwise, my other half. Please come out. My other half. Actually, she was president before me. President 2 terms before me. She served 2 terms, the Vallejo Sister City Association president. My other half, Yolanda Kim. Okay, and then we're gonna have you're all gonna be in the Korean newspaper tomorrow.
It'll be Korean.
Very good, very good.
I'd like Alyssa Shank Stewart to come forward, please.
Good job, good job.
Alyssa. Alyssa will deliver our closing remarks for us. So we can all get back to partying. Yeah. Alyssa. She's having too good of a time.
Stay right here. It's coming. Okay.
Alyssa Shank Stewart. She is the commission chair for the City of Vallejo for the Sister City Association.
Okay, so now you guys are going to have to quiet it down over in the kitchen, in the dining room, over in the party room. Quiet it down right now. That's my old principal voice. Okay. Oh, I still hear a little too much noise though.
Inside voices, please.
So, I would like to begin by thanking our President, William Kim, and his committee for this wonderful event. Let's have a round of applause, please. Okay. I really do need you to be quiet now, though, for real. Like, for real. Tell the people in the back. Please tell the people in the back.
Quiet in the back.
We really, really do need to hear this. Really. People in the dining room, please tell them. Because this is historic. Okay. Dining room, please. We have a historic announcement. Thank you. Okay. As many of you know, for the last 5 years, the Vallejo Sister City Commission has been working on adding another sister city. So, with the leadership of Committee Ensenada Chair, Commissioner Del Rosario, please come up. We now went to the Vallejo City Council on February 8th, and we had a unanimous vote to accept our 7th sister city in Sonata, Mexico. Let's hear a round of applause.
Emma, next.
Yeah, get closer. Get closer.
Not gonna bite.
I might, but you know. The next step is to get the documents signed by both mayors, plan some visits, and submit all of the appropriate paperwork to Sister City International. So stay tuned. Thanks again to all of you who are able to attend tonight. We appreciate your continued support of Vallejo Sister City Association and Commission, and we'd like to thank the fantastic entertainment, our caterer, our venue, Vino Godfather, and once again, all of you. Continue to be safe, drive carefully, and good night.